Just say g'day and how you going? Welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how to slip some automated text into sections. So in previous tutorials I showed you how I wanted to get rid of sort of like names in the lower thirds and all that sort of stuff. Right now I'm going to show you how to put other text in there, but automate it, so I don't have to go in and create different text layers for each section and stuff like that. Now, as you may have seen before, I created a Word document before that had all the text sitting within it. And there it is here. So there's all my text sitting within that Word document there. What I then did is I saved it as a notepad document. Now, the reason why I do that is because I'm a terrible speller. I'm dyslexic, don't take the mickey out of me. As a result, I always do my spell checks in something like Microsoft Office first, so I can make sure that I'm spelling correctly. But even still, things sort of slip through the cracks. So what I've done there is, once I've created the text in Word, I've just copied and pasted it into a TXT document. That's because that's the sort of document that Avid likes to draw its text content from. Okay, so instead of copying and pasting each of these and creating a different text element to put in here, what I'd prefer to do is actually have it all automated, because what the hell, I'm lazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and open up a very old tool within Avid, and this is something that's been going around forever, but not many people actually know too much about. So I'm going to open up an old tool, and when we go in there, you would have noticed when I went to tools there was a whole stack of title options. And even in this box here, there's 3 title tools that I can choose from. The one I'm going to choose is Marquee. Now, Marquee is super old, but it is also quite powerful. It's got some really awesome capabilities in here to get some cool 3D text and stuff like that. All right, so now we've opened up our Avid or Marquee, Avid Marquee. And I'm going to create a little text box in here because there's no layers in here at the moment. I've put nothing in there. I need to create a text layer. So I'm just going to click on T, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to create a nice big long box sitting within the parameters of that blue bar that's existing there. Okay, now I might go down and I'll just have a look at what, let's grab one of the larger chunks of text. Let's grab this text here, because I'm imagining this is probably going to be fitting into 2 lines. Oh, a whole stack of lines. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go Edit, select All in Container. Now, Avid's, this is a really clunky program in terms of the way it handles text and stuff. Regardless of what I had beforehand, it's not going to sort of reset to that. It's going to start off in a beautiful Times New Roman. Let's be honest, who still uses that? Maybe people that use Final Cut. Maybe. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll over and find the font that my client wants, okay, which is this font here. It's a light sort of, just a light basic sort of font. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it fit within the parameters of that space there. There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere there, okay? I'm just going to reposition that because I don't want that sort of text sort of sticking over the top there. That's looking pretty good. Quite happy with that. Let's just drag that out a bit, give myself some extra space. That's looking pretty good there. It's all nice and neat within that border there. Looking good. Now there's a little tab up here called Title Safe, and as you can see, that title is bleeding just outside of the main sort of safe area. Now for web stuff, we will be totally fine with this. So I'm happy, I'm fine with my text to sit to the outer parameter there. In fact, I might even pull it across a little bit more, because the more space I've got, the more text I can fit in there. Okay, that is now looking like the sort of space that I want it to look like. Now, what I need to do is, this box is now a part of Marquee. So I need to rename that, okay? It's a thing that I have to do, and you'll have to do as well. So I'm going to go into Windows, Properties, and Info. And in Info, we're going to have, oh, hang on, let's just select that text box. There we go. Text box. As we can see, Info says text box. Now what I'm going to do here is just put a 1 beside it. Now the reason why I have to do that is because it won't, for starters, it won't let me do the automated text, okay? But 2, if you're doing a documentary or a behind the scenes video or any of those sort of training videos or something like that, where you have the name of the person plus their job description, okay, then you would have two text boxes. You'd have one for their name and the second box would be their job description, okay. In this case, we only need one box because it's just little bits of subtitle that I want to run through the project there. So it's just one box. Okay, so there we go. There's my text sitting in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to File and I'm going to go to this tab called Auto Titler. Not Titler, Auto Titler. Oh boy, it's getting late and I'm starting to say the wrong words. Auto Titler. Let's click on it. Okay, now here's the text document I created, master subs. I'm going to click on it. There it is. Now you'll notice that my text is all divided by a space. So there's an extra space sitting within each of those bits of text there. That's really important because the editing program is going to use those spaces as a stop point. So it's going to say, okay, that's one chunk of text that you want to put in. This is the next chunk of text you want to put in. This is the next chunk of text you want to put in. If it runs down the line, like in here, that's all going to stay in the same parameters there, in the same one box. So I'm going to click Open. Starting from number 1, let's go for it. Okay. Now it's going to go through and it's going to grab all those text elements. And as you can see, the editing program is changing the font types and it's just collecting them all like that. We're getting a little bit of a pause going on there. Not entirely sure what that's doing, but it'll come up soon with a box that'll say all titles created. So all possible titles have been created. You can access them from this window, from the Windows menu. So I click OK, and if I go up to my window menu, now I've got a whole stack of text elements sitting in there, okay, and more if I wanted to go into more windows. You know what? I'm trusting that it's doing the right thing, and as you can see here, it hasn't. Like there's a little section here where it hasn't. I'm going to show you how we fix that, but I'm trusting it's done the right thing for the rest of them. So I'm just going to go File, and I'm going to save all to bin. Okay, now I can select which bin it's going into. I'm just going to give it a number first. So that's going to be number 1. Title, name, number 1. And the bin I'm going to put it into is, let's use this recruitment video. That's like a random sort of like bin. Let's just use that. And click Save. Now it's going to go in and it's going to start creating all of these titles. Okay, so instead of creating each title individually, I'm able to create one template that then runs through and just auto-populates in here. As I said, this is nothing new in terms of technology, and I'm absolutely certain that Premiere would have something like this in their editing program. I've just never used it because, let's be honest, it's Premiere. Okay, so here we go. We've got all our titles in there, and of course it stops on the one where it's a bit faulty and a bit meh. Okay, but if we look at the other ones, there they go. Oh, there's a bad one there. It seems to be the Yules, so I'll have to have a look at that. Okay, but most of them are looking pretty damn good. So now it's just a matter of time for me to actually put them into the timeline. Okay, so let's go for the first one. I wanted to work for an innovative company. Let's just make sure that's the first one, and it certainly is. I wanted to work with an innovative company. So I'm just going to mark in here, mark out there, direct my video track to the top one, and I'll just insert that there. Now we have this working in with our time and our vision there. Okay, and then I'll just carry it through with each of the boxes and edit them in. Okay, so let's just keep going with that until I find one where there's that problem with the U's in it. So I'm just going to go in here and yeah, we'll put our next text, putting it in here. There we go. Happy days. In there and chuck that one in. Mark in, out, grab the next one, overwrite that one in. Mark in, oh, wrong one. Mark in. That's a pretty long one there. Let's just chuck that one in all the way in there. And overwrite that one in there. So now we're starting to get our font over the top. Now, of course, I've got to put some more of these little bad boys in, and I will. I'm just sort of giving you a quick little overview of how it all works. let's just grab one of those faulty ones. Okay, so let's scroll up to the top, because I know this top one's faulty. There it is. It's speaking in some random language. I think it's got coronavirus or something. Let's just try and fix it up. I say that because that's what my kids are saying now. You know, when something goes wrong, oh, Dad, that's got coronavirus. Yeah, I suppose you've got to make light of something that's quite horrible at the moment. Okay, let's chuck this bad boy in. Alright, now I've put it in. As you can see, the font is naff. It's pretty yuck. Okay, also I don't like the way it's transparent. I'm going to make that solid bold blue because, as you can see, the text is blending into the background and we don't want that. Okay, let's go in here and I'm going to go to my effects mode and it's going to open up a box here. So I've selected the text box. It's opened up a box here and it's got a tab there where it says edit title. I'm going to click on that tab. Oh, hang on. It's telling me I need to close marquee first. So let's just close this bad boy down. Now I'm going to go edit text and it's going to reopen marquee for me. So, wow, things are really slow. Computer must have coronavirus. Jed, you are a horrible person. Okay, and you love working with the elderly. You'll love working with infinite care. Okay, let's go in and fix that up. Okay, going across. You'll love working with infinite care. There we go. That's looking better now. I'll just click close that and save it to the bin. And it'll automatically fix that title up in that space there. So that title has now been fixed up and it's all nice and neat. Okay, so that's showing you something really cool there. That is just using automated text, and you can create one as a template in Marquee, and then it just populates the rest. Really easy. It's a cool little app, but I'm sure that Premiere would also have the same. If they don't, let's be honest, they're useless.